Okay, so for your final year on your road to becoming a doctor, at least the college part, in your fall semester is when all the interviews start coming in. So try to aim for a light schedule. Have a bunch of easy classes and try to not have too many classes in general. Because I think for me, I only had like 12 credits, I think, and 3 of those were research credits. So I was just doing research. So really easy schedule because I did not want to worry about studying a lot for classes. Because if you think about it, if you have a tough semester, then you not only have to study ridiculously hard for all your classes, you'll be stressed about your classes while you're going to interviews, and that's stressful enough. So definitely don't worry too much about your classes, and you won't have to worry if you have a light schedule. And I'll make a separate video on interviews, but just to give you some advice, I would say definitely work on the question, why do you want to be a doctor? This is one question that's almost universally asked by every school, at least it was for me in my case. One person out of the two, because you usually get interviewed by 2 people back to back, and so those, at least one of those people asked, why do you want to be a doctor? So it's a very standard question, and I think you should really have a genuine response to it. Don't rehearse your answers because that sounds really robotic and it doesn't make you seem like a good person or a genuine person. So for all your interview questions or all your answers, try to have an idea of what you'll say, but then try to improvise on the spot. So let's say you have like 70% of what you know you want to say, and then try to just organize your thoughts around it, because if you rehearse it, they can easily tell. They've been doing this for years, so they can easily tell you when you've been rehearsing your answers. But anyways, your actual acceptance letters come around November to December. At least that's what it was in my experience. I got pre-match offers on November 15th, which is pretty early, but if you get, and this is for Texas, so I'm not really sure about other states. I think at least for Texas, out-of-school students get it in October, even earlier, but I don't know how it is in other states, but at least in Texas, you get early acceptance letters around November, all the way through December. So if you do, that's awesome, because you're going to be a doctor, and congratulations. And that's completely okay if you don't get an early acceptance letter. It does not mean you're a bad applicant. It just means that other people, like, they had something better, maybe different extracurriculars or some different component. But during the spring semester, at least in Texas, the normal acceptance letters come in around February 1st. And so hopefully you get them. I think the biggest wave of acceptance letters come out that date. And so congratulations once again if you got in. That's awesome. But don't worry if you get waitlisted, because you have all the way, I think, until June where you can be pulled off the waitlist and actually be granted an acceptance. So hang on, and that's awesome if you get an acceptance letter, and then just have fun, because it's going to be the best few days you'll have, because you've been waiting for this your entire college career, and you'll finally achieve your goal, and that it'll be an absolutely great feeling. And so yeah, just take the time to relax. I've heard a lot of medical students say do not attempt to study for medical school, because it's just a different ballgame. If you look back, for example, if you're studying an AP biology, for me at least, it didn't really help me in biology 1 in college. So that's what I'm thinking about, like, for example, medical school. I don't think studying now would help for medical school, because it's just a different level, right? So take the time off, have fun, travel, definitely just enjoy as much as you can before medical school starts, because once you start, your free time will start to dwindle. You'll still have it, like a lot. I've talked to medical students and they've all said that they have a lot of they still have free time and they still have time to socialize, but definitely a lot less than they had in college. So be sure to really squeeze out the fun that you have left, and congratulations on becoming a doctor. And since I haven't experienced what it's like to not get in or not take the MCAT multiple times, I still can give some advice from what I've heard from other people. So, like I said in the previous, for example, I said my tip was to take it once in the sophomore summer, and then hopefully that's the only time you have to take it. But the advantage to taking it in the sophomore summer is that if you do poorly or you just need a better score, you still have a lot of time to take it in the junior fall semester or the junior spring semester. So you could potentially be able to take it 2 more times and still have time to apply for the normal cycle, for the normal medical school cycle. So what I've heard people do is, for example, if they didn't do well during the summer, after studying in the summer, what they would do is they would take it in December, right, after that long December break, or take it in January, which is so they have the entire December break to study for it. And then if they don't do well in that, they can also take it, for example, in May, and have one more entire semester to not only study their classes, but also study the MCAT on the side. Because hopefully by then you've studied enough content that you can just be practicing at that point. So those are my tips that I've heard from other people that have gone through that process, just on when to take the MCAT again if you didn't do well the first time. And then if you don't get in for reapplicants, this is what I've heard as advice. It's to take a gap year, obviously, and just work on your extracurriculars. And also contact your medical schools that you applied to and got rejected from. Ask them about why they rejected you and what went wrong, right? So then you can improve. Was it not having a high enough MCAT score, or was it not having extracurriculars? And so then therefore you can spend that year improving your MCAT score, improving your GPA by taking a post-bac at your college, or you could volunteer and shadow more, or work as a medical scribe. All these things can help improve your experience, so then you can come back the next cycle and do and show that you've improved, and then hopefully get in that time. So I hope this timeline helped, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And thank you for watching.